Now, waiting for the final matric results can be a pain. Earlier this week, Basic Education Minister Angie Motshekga said technical issues were behind the reason for the delay in releasing the results. Some political parties have called out the department for this. According to Basic Education, the results will be released on Thursday and Friday. For more on this, we're joined by career advisor and Boston City Campus Branch Manager Sewela Shikweni to help us explore possible future options, especially now that the learners have not received their results. Thank you for making time for us, Sewela. So let's start with just the waiting period, right? Because waiting for the results can be a difficult task for matric students, and even more difficult for those who get the results and they don't get a university's exemption or sufficient points for a course that they wish to enter. How can students prepare mentally and emotionally for the results? Because some will be disappointed for not getting the results they wished for.
Yes. Clement, thank you for having me. Good afternoon to you and the viewers. It is very important that they accept their feelings. It is normal to feel disappointed, frustrated, or even embarrassed if you don't get the results that you wanted, but they need to allow themselves to go through those emotions. But going through the emotions doesn't mean they should dwell in them. They should go through the emotions, but they should not dwell in them. They should just remember that life is a journey of learning and growth. They should focus on positives. What else is it that they can do best? If results are not good or favorable to them, what other talents do they have? What other strengths do they have? And then they need to take actions. If they're unhappy with the results, they can do other options like bridging courses or alternative qualifications. And then you should just find somebody from school or from their college that they can talk to. They need to seek support. If they're feeling overwhelmed and anxious, they need to reach out into somebody that they can speak to. It can be a friend, it can be a teacher or a family member who can help them process their emotions and help them work out a plan going forward. And lastly, they need to stay motivated. It can be very difficult to stay motivated in a situation where your results are not what you expected. But they must remember, life is having a future that is filled with other possibilities. It doesn't just end with marks, but there's a whole lot of other things that they can achieve.
Yeah. What options are available for students who may want to improve their marks to get the points they need for a career they want to pursue?
So they can be metric rewriting. They can rewrite the metric, but I think that decision is entirely on what the student believes. If the student feels that rewriting the metric will help them get the best results, then let them rewrite the metric. But there's also an option of a bridging course. Let them find a bridging course. For example, if a student is endorsed with a higher certificate. I know there are some institutions that have those bridging courses that will allow the student to go through the higher certificate. Upon completion of the higher certificate, they can go into their degree.
And what's the best option for those students who haven't received the sufficient points for a course that they're interested in? Do you suggest a rewrite is the best option so that they can get the better results, or should they start thinking around opting for maybe a different course or explore other institutions of learning like your TVET colleges?
I think they can explore other options. But if they still feel that they can achieve better results by rewriting metric, let them go for it. Let them stay focused and remember that they can do it. But that's not the only option that is available. I have noticed that most parents always think rewriting metric is the only option that is available. But they can explore other options. They can go to visit those TVET colleges, those higher institutions that have other options, pathways that will take them to the degree of their choice or the diploma that they're choosing from.
Mm-hmm. And do all tertiary institutions work on that admission point score system?
Though many tertiary institutions work on an admission point score, it's not all the tertiary institutions that works on an admission point score. Some institutions use other methods for determining acceptance, such as interviews, portfolios, and other criteria. I'll give you one example. The institution, Boston City Campus, I know they use other criteria and necessarily point score. And there is a whole lot more other institutions that don't necessarily work on an acceptance of admission point score.
Many people struggle to choose a career to pursue due to whether it's lack of information or career guidance. So what should the class of 2022 consider when choosing a career to pursue? Do you look at what you're good at as a person, your talent, your skills? Do you look at which subjects, I suppose, you excelled in at school?
I think it is very, very important to look at what you're passionate about. Look at your passion. It is very important to firstly look at the passion, because if you are doing a career that you're passionate about, it becomes very easy even to study. It becomes very easy to understand what you are doing, because you're already imagining how you're going to be, what you are going to become. So they need to develop a career plan, do a research career, look into their passion, look into their talent. What is it that they are good at? We don't want to end up with a bunch of people that are doing a course because they think that it is in demand, or they're doing a course because a friend is doing it, or a neighbor came driving a better car because they did the course. But let them focus on what they like doing the most. Let them focus on what where their talent lies, where their passion is.
Yeah. Do you have insights on this? Because there are some who believe that while getting a matric examination is the direct route, there is another possibility, such as the recognition of prior learning, which can enable gaining entrance to a tertiary course.
Yes, recognition of prior learning is a very good process, which I believe most people are not aware of. It's a process that allows an individual to gain admission to a tertiary course without having to obtain a matric exemption. So it is designed to recognize and give credit, qualification, skills, and experience that an individual has obtained. So if there's a skill that an individual has obtained outside of the formal education system, it is typically used to access prior knowledge and experience against the requirements of a specific course or program.
Mm-hmm. And what's the best option really, or other best options to open up one's career choices?
Other best options, I think, mostly utilize social media, research, utilize platforms that are so informative on professional profiles or professional building or career. Get involved with other peers and get to understand what paths were they taking, how are they doing in the past, what is it that you can pick up, what is it that you can find yourself excelling in if you choose to take the path.
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you so much for... Yeah. No, got that. Sewela Shikweni, Career Advisor and Branch Manager at Boston City Campus. I appreciate your time this afternoon.